Hello, fourth graders. We are going to be looking today at lesson 87, two-digit times two-digit multiplication. Okay. We previously looked at this in another lesson, and we said that when we write an expanded form, we break apart the bottom number and keep the first number the same. So the 32 times 46, the 32 is staying the same. And then we're breaking this 46 into 40 and 6, that expanded form that we could do. Any number we know, like if we broke 32 into expanded form, we'd say 30 plus 2. Well, here we're breaking it down into 40 plus 6. Okay, and then what we're going to take a look at then is what answers we get for that. So we'll put this into pen mode here, and we'll get going on that. All right, so let's see what we can do with that. All right, so we have, let's do the easier one first. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 down there, carry my 1. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 1 more is 19. So I have 192. Okay, then over here, we put our 0 down. Remember, just like we talked about yesterday in our lesson, put our 0 down here. And then we do 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? So remember, if you have a 0 right in that position, you can cross it out, and then you can do the math. So then we want to add them together. So I'm just going to write them over here. 1280 plus 192, making sure I have them in the right columns. 2 plus 0 is 2, 9 and 8 is 17, carry our 1. 1 and 1 is 2, plus 2 more is 4, and then bring down our 1. So our answer would be 1,472. Okay, so that's taking the top number, keeping it the same, break apart the bottom number into 40 and 6, and then add the 2 together. All right. There's a different way we can do this, and it has to do with writing it underneath. So let's see what we do with this. So if we have this over here, this is how we're going to take a look at it in a different way. All right, so I'm going to start with that 6, just like we did before. Okay, and we're just going to take and multiply 32 times 6. 32 times 6. So we're going to do 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Okay, we know how to do that. We've thought about that before, where we just have a one-digit times. Remember, you take the 1s times the 1s, the 1s times the 10s. 1s times the 1s, the 1s times the 10s. Okay, and then add whatever we carried over there, because that's actually a 10. Okay. Then we're done with that 6. We're done with that 1. So I'm going to cross them out. Now, because I'm done with the 1s column, I'm going to put a 0 or a place value holder right there. You can make it a 0, but there's always a 0. And if you're doing a two-digit multiplication, there's always a 0 in that second line. And this is just because I'm adding up and down. Okay? So I put a 0 right there. I'm not going to have any 1s because I'm in the 10s column now. So even if I have 10 times 1, I still have 10, which is a 0 there. So then we go on to the 10s column. Now if I cross this out, it looks like 32 times 4. It's actually 32 times 40, which is why we have a 0 there. So now we do 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and if we think about what we did over here, 6 times 2 is 12, carry my 1. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. 0 comes down here, and then we did 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. We did the same thing. We got the same numbers. And then we just add them together. I get a 2, 9 and 8 is 17. I carry my 1. 1 and 1 is 2, plus 2 more is 4. And then I have my 1. Which is, if we go back to the other page, we have the same answer as what we have right there. Okay, so to review that again, what you're going to do is you're going to start with the ones column, and you're going to do the ones column times the 32. So 6 times 2, 6 times 3. That's going to be on the first line. Okay, so this is actually the 32 times 6. Then we're going to do the 40, or the 4 times the 32 times 40, because this is in the tens column. And so we do 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. We need that 0 there because it's in the tens column, it's not in the ones column. And so this answer is actually going to be 32 times 40. And then we add the 2 together. And that's how we come up with the answer for that. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like. Here's our directions for it. First, multiply the top number by the ones digit on the bottom. The top number is 65. The ones digit is 4. So we have 65 times 4. So we go 4 times 5 is 20. And then 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 2 more is 26. I'm done with that 2. I'm done with that 4 too, so I put a 0 down here because that tells me there's no more ones. 5 times 3 is 15. I carry my 1. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. We add those two together. We get 0. 11, carry our 1. 11 and 1 is 12, carry our 1. 1 and 1 is 2. We get 2,210. So I'm going to check it over here with the other way. So we have 65 times 30 and 65 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20, carry my 2. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 more is 26. That's just what we did over here. Now over here, we cross out our 0, we put it down there. 3 times 5 is 15, carry our 1. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Weezy, get away from there. Come here, puppy. Alright, sorry, my dog is pulling their school stuff. So then we add them together and we get 2,210. Okay? And we have the same answer over here as we do over here. So it shows us the two different ways that we can figure out this answer. Let's do one more example here on this page, and then I will stop and you can start looking at stuff, okay? All right, so let's have the numbers 42 times 25. 42 times 25. So I'm going to start with my ones column and do 42 times 5. Forget about that 2 right now. So what do you want to do first? You want to do 5 times 2 is 10. So your 0 goes down and your 1 goes up. You can put a plus sign next to there so that way you remember to add it, not multiply it, all that kind of stuff. Multiplication first, then add also. So now we're going to do the 5 times the 4. 5 times the 4 is 20, plus 1 more is 21. Okay, so we've done 5 times 2 is 10. Then we did 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 more is 21. So we do the 5 times the 1 column, 5 times the tens column. All right, we're done with that one, so I'm going to cross it out. And I'm done with that 5, which reminds me to put a 0 right here because I'm completely done with the ones. And because this actually is 20. So let's go on to next part. Next part, we look at it as 42 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Now if you notice when I do my 2 times 2, I want my first number, my first answer to be right under the tens column. So when I do 2 times 2, I want to put it right under that 2 that I'm multiplying from. Alright, and then we add them together. 0 and 0 is 0. 1 and 4 is 5. 8 and 2 is 10. And I have 1,050. Let's double check it with our other method. 42 times break apart into 20 plus 42 times 5. 42 times 5, 5 and 2 is 10, carry my 1. 20 plus 1 is 21. 0 is going to be broken off like that. 2 and 2 is 4. 2 and 4 is 8. So we're going to add those together. And we get 1,050. All right. If you're still not quite understanding it, go back through my video again, or on my Weebly site, I put a link to Khan Academy's process of multiplying 2-digit times 2-digit. So you can either rewatch this one, or you can go ahead and go to Khan Academy and check out that one. So either way, and then you have your assignment for today, and hopefully that all goes well. Again, if you have questions about it, ask me or go back over your things on this video. All right. Hope you're doing well, guys. Pretty soon I'll be talking to you via either Zoom or some other type of media source. Take care.